So this is lesson 34, part B of Algebra 2, and we're working on some story problems here. So this is another one of my favorite ones, has to do with Robin Hood. So when the sheriff began his pursuit, Robin Hood was already 7 miles out of Nottingham. So when the sheriff started, he's going to end somewhere. So the sheriff started, Robin Hood was already 7 miles ahead. Okay, so my graph is going to look like this. So the distance of Robin Hood, and this will be the distance of the sheriff. All right, if the sheriff traveled 6 miles per hour, so the rate of the sheriff was 6. And the rate of Rob, he's my buddy, so I call him Rob, was 2.5 miles per hour. So, rather than say 2.5, I'm going to call it 5/2 to just deal with an improper fraction rather than a mixed number. How long did it take the sheriff to catch up? So what I'm interested in is how much time it took for the sheriff to catch up with Robin Hood. Okay, so our problem is the distance of Robin Hood plus 7 is how far the sheriff is going to have to go. Okay? Because again, I made a diagram and the top will always equal the bottom. So the distance Robin Hood went, 7 miles, even though the sheriff started after Robin Hood had gone 7 miles, the distances were the same because we're interested in how long it took for the sheriff to catch up. Well, once he catch up, they're both going to stop because either Robin Hood's going to be dead or the sheriff's going to be dead. So everything stops there. So this number plus this equals this. And let's change that to rate. So we've got rate of Robin Hood, time of Robin Hood, plus 7 equals rate of the sheriff times time of the sheriff. Alright, so let's put the rate of the sheriff down for, do it in blue here, 6 TS, and that'll be 7. We don't know time here, but we know the rate of Robin Hood was 5 halves. So 5 halves TR plus 7 equals 6 TS. Now, one of the things that we need to understand about this is that the times are going to be the same. Robin Hood and the sheriff began traveling at the same time. The thing is, Robin Hood was only 7 miles out of town. So, I mean, he could have been 7 miles out of town, pitched a tent, spent the night, and they both started the next day at the same time, and Robin Hood was already ahead. So these two numbers here are going to be the same. So we can write this as 5 halves, well, let's just leave it time of Robin Hood, plus 7, and let's change the time of the sheriff to the time of Robin Hood since they're both the same and we need the same numbers there. Alright, so what do we have here? I'm going to subtract 5 halves TR from here to make those go away, and to make, okay, and then that leaves me with 7. 7 equals 6 TRs minus 5 halves TRs. Alright, so this is where all of your math from years ago always comes into place. Make 6 into 12/2 so that we have a common denominator. So 7 equals 12 minus 5 is 7. Okay, let's make that R a little bit smaller. since it's a subscript there. Okay, so I erased everything. Let's move this up so I have some more room here. And let's see. Next step would be to divide by 7/2 so that those go away. 7 divided by 7/2 is the same thing as 7 times 2/7. Invert the denominator and multiply. Cancel my 7's. And the time that the Robin Hood and the sheriff were both on the road were 2 hours. Okay, so that's it for lesson 34.